But I guess since you're in the building, E-Money Bags, we got to start with your organization because similar to Chelsea, you guys have decided to make a new move. Ruben Amorim, a man that I declared on this show to be the worst manager I ever seen manage a big club, he's out of here. But he's out of here not because of performance. He's out of here because he was blabbing too much. He, y'all know, I don't even watch anime, but I know how to connect to the kids. I know y'all kids have been bothering people like me. Yeah, see, Marcus got out of here because he knows I'm about to misbehave. I know y'all kids have been bothering people like me because I'm bald nigga, bald nigga. Hey, I'm bringing bald niggas back, man. We bringing it back to the '90s with Michael Jordan, Tupac, when we was the kings of this shit. Right now, it's been fan fooling, but we gonna bring it back. But all I know is I got a reference for you kids. I don't even know anime, but I know this, man. Ruben Amorim, he wrote his name in Death Note. That nigga said, "I'm out of here."
That's a wild reference, but it actually
It
works.
works, right? He said, "I'm out of here, bro. Let me write my name and sabotage myself." Went to the press conference and said, "I'm the manager, not the head coach."
Yeah, man. It's hard to defend that
I
one, right?
looked up the press release when he was signed. It said he was hired as a head coach. People are not managers anymore. We have the new front office hierarchy where you have a sporting director, technical director, is a board that decides things. There's no overseeing, overarching, powerful authority figure at most clubs anymore. I mean, Arteta is, but he was hired as a head coach. Then after a COVID FA Cup, Jamar, they said, "Hey man, this nigga won an accidental cup when nobody was in the stands. Let's make him our manager." And I guess it's working. I mean, we ain't won no league trophy yet. I haven't won nothing yet. It's been 6 years, but I guess. But Ephraim, you believed in Ruben Amorim. He was turning things around. Well, after the board backed him allegedly and said we're gonna ride with him for a couple years, he was turning things around. Y'all in the top four race. What's going on?
I mean, you mentioned it. I mean, let's be honest. I think I'm glad you got that out the way. Because let's be honest, right? Like, he didn't get fired because of performance. Now, performance is a good cover, right? Because obviously you could have fired him for performance. I mean, what is it? They're highlighting it all over the internet, right? How many wins he
And
has
he
in
just drew
63 Premier League
to
matches. Yeah, huh?
he just drew with Leeds.
Yeah, but you're not firing him because of that draw with Leeds. You're not firing him because of that draw with Wolves. You know, that's not why. If that was the case, they would have fired him after the draw with Wolves. If that was the case, they would have fired him after that embarrassment in Brentford. They would have fired him after Grimsby Town. So it's definitely not about
Look
performance.
at all the Huffies naming, man. It's a lot of trash. 31
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm
win
trying to mention
percentage.
that because
Huff.
I want to make sure everybody understands. For those that want to say it's performance based, we know it's not. Like, let's be real. Now, Amorim out, fine. If you wanted him to be gone, he's not the man. Sure. I even finally started to question him a little bit. So, yeah, of course I wanted it to work because I want any of my coaches or any of my managers or head coaches that come to United to work. Just like all of you here, I'm sure if there's a manager on your team, you want them to work out. You want them to have your team win. So, of course, I'm going to support my manager. At the same time, I can understand, yes, performance. If you look at performances, it's definitely justification for him to go. But he wasn't gone for that. He wasn't kicked out for that. He was kicked out. He was sacked because he bit the hand that fed him. And as we've talked about with players, with managers, once you start talking about the people that pay you, it's pretty much a wrap. You're going to be iced out as a player, or you're going to be fired as a coach. So, yeah, it there wasn't any hope for him after that. And there are reports that he kind of already knew his fate was sealed before the game against Leeds, and so apparently a meeting with our sporting director, Jason Wilcox. Apparently they got into a row about the formation. Shocker, right? That came up in the conversation, and apparently Ruben Amorim got a little heated about it and kind of went off. So, uh, hindsight, the things that he said in that press conference on Sunday kind of makes sense now because I think he knew either he was getting already fired or he was going to get fired after that conference. So I think he knew the writing was on the wall. At the end of the day, they paid this man $30 million, almost $30 million for 14 months of coaching. So now we're looking like we're going to get Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back in the mix as another Ralph Rangnick until the end of the season. So it would be interesting to see how that goes. Not the biggest fan of it, but whatever. It is what can we do about it, right? It is what it is. Maybe he'll get them playing better. Maybe we'll move up a position or two, but it is what it is. This team is a mess. I've highlighted it. We talked about the Cristiano Ronaldo situation when he was here, and he did his Piers Morgan interview, and talked about the issues in the club. Yeah, that's nothing new. We know that. We already knew that. Nothing's changed again. The only thing that's changed is Ineos is here, and the other one's running the football side of things. And so, I don't expect much to change. I don't know who to look for in the summer. I guess if Solskjaer gets hired, as of reporting right now, he hasn't been hired. So if he gets hired, I'm gonna support him. Obviously, I'm gonna hope that we do better during the rest of the season. Maybe it'll be a performance based thing for him, and if he does well, to keep him on again. Who knows? And they said they're gonna look for another manager at the end of the season, after the World Cup or during the World Cup. So I don't know. It'll be interesting again. So here we go again, United fans. Once again, looking for another manager, post Sir Alex Ferguson era, another talking point, because Manchester United, why not?
And that's the beauty of the conversation of Ruben Amorim getting fired, guys, because just last week there was a viral tweet by United Cynical on Twitter where he said, so Ruben Amorim will end the year with more losses than wins, never had back-to-back clean sheets, only won back-to-back games once, 31% win rate, lost the European final to Spurs, lost to Grimsby Town, finished 16th, numerous embarrassing results. We must suffer. And then he put the clapping emoji. So yeah, just last week, this is what they were saying. United fans were pissed that this was 2025 was the worst calendar year they've ever seen supporting their club. Most people, if you're under 45, if you're under 50 years old, yeah, this is the worst United season you've ever seen, bruh. Only people that have been seen worse is the people from the 70s when they was getting relegated. So yeah, this was a terrible season. And Marcus, how will you remember Ruben Amorim?
Uh, Worse than Hog. To be quite honest, I never understood his style of play. I never understood his tactics. His substitutions don't make sense. I see a center back getting subbed every game. Um, it's like when you let your little homie run the club and they lie about. It's like when people be lying on their resume about the experience they got. That's the way it felt like in certain games. Now I give it to him. He beat Liverpool. I give it to him. He don't beat Man City. So it's like he problematic, but he wasn't as problematic in a good way as Jose. And like I guess he may need to go back to Portugal to refine his tactics, but yeah, man, he was a budget Jose for me because 38% win percentage, that shit is horrible. And what is it? I see at least even Ten Hag had 48. So it's like, come on, man. Like the Ali shit, it makes sense because if my club was the fire slot, they looking at Stevie G, and to me, that's just making sure the fans don't erupt. You
Yeah,
trying to make
because
the
all the
fans.
fans, from what I saw, guys, all the Man United fans do not want Darren Fletcher there. What's up
Yeah, I
with
was
that?
about to
Why does
say,
everybody hate Darren Fletcher?
who is that guy?
Well, I don't think anybody hates him. I just think they see Ole or Carrick, and it's like, oh my God, let's bring them back. And Ole, to be fair to Ole,
This was before. I'm talking about when I was seeing the Darren Fletcher backlash. This was before the Ole talk. This is when they were saying Darren Fletcher was gonna assume the job. Everybody, from what I saw, bruh.
But do you think it was
Saeed, Mark Goldbridge, CeeLo.
quick question
CeeLo left
though?
the chat. He still ducked.
I said no, I saw that. Hey, but do you think it's because is it Darren Fletcher as an individual, or is it because we're doing another kind of how I highlighted about we're bringing in another caretaker to take over for 5 months just to the end of the season, and he may not be there for the long term. Because I think that's we got burned with that already with Ralph Rangnick, right? When he took over for Jose the first, I mean not Jose, excuse me, Ole the first time, Ole when he came the first time. So, I, is it because we don't want to see another caretaker for a few months that may not be here? Although I do get the reservation or about hiring a
I
permanent
think it's
manager
because y'all
again.
don't. I think it's because y'all don't want a company man there. Y'all know
I
he
think that's
do
yeah,
what
that too.
or tells him to do.
I agree with
Ole
that.
is too. What the hell he gonna do? He got a spine.
Who Ole? No, no, he is a. Of course, he's a. I'm not the one sanctioning this for Ole. I'm not the one saying I'm cool with this. So I'd rather. I wish it was the end of the season so we could find a manager to come in during the preseason and implement a system. Blah 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 blah. The right way. I wish it wasn't a mid-season firing and trying to find somebody else, getting a caretaker come in for a couple months and then look for a goddamn manager at the end of the season while we have a World Cup going on. So you may not even have all the coaches that you want to hire because they're also coaching in the World Cup as well. So it's like all this other stuff going on right now that to me is just a lot that once again shows the dysfunction of a club like Manchester United since the Glazers have taken over. So once again, we've been highlighted to show dysfunction because we can't get stuff right because we have infighting because the sporting director and the coach all of a sudden don't get along anymore. So somebody has to go. So they fire the coach, whether he was the man or not. Once again, we're firing somebody after not even letting them finish, another full season, right? Like, so I don't know. It's just a lot going on, and I'm just not convinced that United's going to get it together anytime soon. Honestly,
The only thing I can add is I do think it's quite funny that these rumors about like players that could be coming back
mm-hmm.
with Ollie there, like that shit is crazy to me because the whole time, man, United fans are saying we want a refresh, we want more players, we need more attacking players. But instantly, as soon as these dudes get rumored, we got Mason Greenwood sightings supposed to be coming back. We got Marcus Rashford supposed to be coming back. Like, what is this shit? Because if I'm Ruben, I might feel some type of way as well. Like, did Ruben actually not fuck with Marcus Rashford? Did Ruben actually not fuck with? Like, he wasn't even there for Greenwood. So, like, in my opinion, like, if these dudes are now options now, why were they not options for Ruben? Because like, is that fucking attack looks fucking horrible. From what they said, he didn't want Sesko,
He
and
didn't. Yeah, he
it
wanted Ollie
shows.
Watkins. Yeah.
It
Yeah, he wanted Ollie
shows.
Watkins. Yep.
So
He
it's
wanted
like,
Emilio Martinez as well. Sorry to cut you off, Marcus.
you
He
good?
wanted Martinez as well. He wanted a midfield instead of getting those attacking players like Mbumo and all those guys. He wanted a midfield, prioritize at least versus that. Um, so yeah, I get it. I totally understand where you're coming from. Like, I don't know. Yes, I would say yes to your question about did Amorim not like those guys. I think eventually he did sour on them for sure. Yeah, that's why he sent them off. And the fact that people are saying these other guys can come back because yeah, Ineos is now in charge. Some of the old regime isn't here anymore. So yeah, like yeah, bring these guys back. They're only on loan and we can recall them whenever. Blah 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 blah. So I kind of get some of that argument too, but I don't know that any of that's going to happen. We'll see. Like I said, man, all this shit is up in the air, man. It's just wild if you ask me. So